Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, so new updates we have, what are they called? They are called Pioneers of Destiny. Alright, Stella, Russia, Kry, and Samai. Alright, so let's have a look at them individually. We'll do a quick analysis. And yeah, and we'll see if they are good, they're gonna be meta, etc. Alright, let's go to the encyclopedia, click on book. We're gonna check out the 4-star first. And let's see what is she all about. Alright, so this is Kry. So this is basically the specific 4-star that you can get from the banner right now. Oh yeah, before we dive into all of this, a lot of you guys have been asking me, will the old banner go away? No, it will not. So basically they will just add this new banner on top of the existing custom chance up banner. So you can choose who do you want to pick. Obviously the custom chance up you can select specifically which custom mercenaries you want. Whereas in this you can't really choose. You are forced to obtain Stella, Kry, Russia or Seme. But if you're going to spend diamonds in terms of the guaranteed attempts, you only need 80 attempts right here, as opposed to in the custom chance up which will require 100 attempts. So you need to spend more diamonds right there if you want to get the guaranteed 5-star companion. So that is something to keep in mind. You gotta weigh in what do you actually want more, you know. Okay, so let's go over to the book. Let's have a look what is the Kry guy all about. Okay, first up we'll have this stats enhancement after normal attack. So keep in mind, this is after he attacks. He will be able to enhance himself for 12 turns. Number of enemies, buff skill types times 10% crit rate, and crit damage 15%. Pretty incredible, but it depends on the enemy. If they have at least one buff, then it's good. So taunt is counted as one type of buff, and in Novice Arena everybody uses taunt, right? So Hell, you have Mercedes, you have Carlson, you have Ron. So I believe this guy is gonna be pretty meta in the current Novice Arena right now, if you can place him correctly. So keep in mind that this stats enhancement is after he attacks, so you sort of still need to boost his stats before that if you want to buff him severely. So getting crit rate and crit damage, not bad, I would say, not bad. Alright, so this particular skill right now, this is similar to S-Mode skill. I believe Battery has something similar as well, pillage the buffs. So you're able to steal the buffs onto yourself. So that can be very risky depending on where you plan to place him. Alright, if you place him in the middle of everyone and he has taunt, you're gonna be in for a deep trouble, man. Do not do that. Make sure no AoE can destroy your entire team, something like a Charlotte burning everyone surrounding him. You want to place him preferably slightly further away in the corner or some sort, either all the way in the front or all the way at the rear. So gotta be smart with the placement, right? So pillage buffs, extremely cool. You can steal buffs. Taunt, I believe, will work. You can pillage stats enhancement. You can pillage the debuff immunity if there's Anais opponents. So that's quite a lot of pillages. Alright, the third skill, so Armored Assault, is something that we've seen a lot in multiple different units. Alright, so Rene has this, Sigmund has this, Duen has this. So this is just a typical defense times attack times percentage of additional damage. It's just extra damage, right? And of course, the Awakening skill is some sort of healing. So max HP times 10% healing and increases defense by 35% as well. So this is before normal attack, which is kind of cool if you think about it. That means he might not be susceptible to things like reflective counter because he gets increased defense and he's gonna heal himself up before he attacks 4 turns. So yeah, overall this kit is pretty strong, definitely very strong. Let's see what do we get. So at +1 this thing increases 15% crit rate, +2 you get 20% crit rate boost, not bad. +3 you activate this skill, the Armored Assault. So +4 it goes up here all the way. Armored Assault increase more damage. So at +9 Armored Assault now is 150%, which is not that high. If you want to like, I believe if you want to one-shot tankier units like Carlson, you need higher than this. But you do get the healing though if the enemy dies, which is kind of cool. At plus 10, okay, so that is a lot of crit damage. I don't like how the stats enhancement only lasts for 12 turns. So if the enemy basically still have plenty of opponents alive and you yourself has plenty of allies alive, the 12 turns might not be enough, depending, for you to be able to move again to basically benefit from it. Unless you're like the last man standing with this particular unit, then you can benefit from it. Alright, so and then we have defense times attack times 200%. Okay, so plus 12 you get slightly more healing, 20% as opposed to 10%, and of course slightly higher defense as well. Just a little bit higher, just a tad bit higher. It goes up to 300% for the advanced armored assault. Now that is cool. So once you are at plus 14, I believe you have the capabilities to one-shot things easily. I don't think this guy is that tanky though. Judging at the stats, yeah, he doesn't look that tanky. So this is what he has. I mean, it's pretty okay stats. No edgy, 4.9k HP. Alright, you might see certain teams going for double shield runes because you can actually get up to 100% defense if you stack up your shield runes enough, because the awakening skill does give a high amount of defense as well. In terms of hero combinations though, if you are planning to use Kry, I think Serendia's buff will be able to help him out a lot. If you have Serendia, or else you might want to go for something like Anais, just to give him the debuff immunity. So based on what I'm seeing, he does not have any immunity, so not sure if he were to hit a John and Acha combo, will he be able to survive? Now that's the question. Most likely he will not, because the DOT from Acha will be able to burn him all the way down. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. You still have to keep in mind that while he does counter Hell in a way, not sure if he will be able to kill Hell consistently though. That could be a problem. Just pillaging the taunt away from Hell is not really solving the problem, especially if enemy knows how to counter Kry, basically by placing one more taunter in front of Kry. So that particular unit, for example like Carlson, will have the taunt priority. So in certain cases it might not work as well, but yeah, we're gonna see how the meta shifts right now. This is going to affect Hell in the Novice Arena. I don't think Hell will die completely, but it's going to make using Hell slightly more difficult. Obviously, this guy is just out. I doubt there are many people that's going to have a plus 15 of him immediately, but it might take a while, at least 2 to 3 weeks, then you'll start seeing Kry in the Novice Arena more often. In terms of Arena, I wouldn't recommend using him at all. I mean, it could work if you want to remove taunt from something like Seer and things like that. It could work as well, but you are sort of betting it like in trying to steal enemies' taunt, and you know in regular arena Livias are everywhere. I don't know, I wouldn't recommend using it in regular arena. There are much better 5-star units to go for. But overall, very solid unit for sure. If you want to build him, for sure, let's have a look at the companion though. How do I have a look? So to have a look at the companion, we're gonna go to fit. So the two new companions are Samay right here. So this is her, alright. And we have Rasha. This is for Stella's companion. Alright, so now let's check out Stella and what is she all about. Okay, so I already knew what she's gonna have and what kind of abilities I can expect from her, but we're gonna be able to look at it in the incremental increase of each skill level in terms of the skill books, like how would you want to optimize her accordingly. So if you guys are not familiar with Stella, basically she has this skill right here. So this particular skill makes her immune to attack interference skill type number 1. Number 2, it fixes main support target to oneself. So basically she will always support herself wherever she is, and 3 more allies behind her will receive the buffs along with her. So that's something to keep in mind. So she's not a supporter where she basically buff the next ally in the turn order, she always buffs herself. So that could be a downside, but it could be an advantage as well, because you can place her anywhere, literally. Alright, and Thirst effect terminate when Stella dies. Alright, so Thirst effect is basically this particular one, I believe. So if Stella dies, I believe this ability and this ability will instantly be removed. So this one gives Bloodthirst to your allies. So basically, if you want to combo with Michaela, since Michaela takes away 21% of your allies' HP, I believe. So giving your ally a Bloodthirst to be able to lifesteal in return whenever they hit an enemy is a bonus for sure. It makes them last longer in battle. So that's something that you can take advantage of. Obviously, we have this particular skill as well. Look at that, 70 turns! Alright, it lasts for forever, until she dies, of course. So 5% boost crit rate at skill level 3, I believe. So keep in mind, this one cannot be removed with removal skill type. Alright, same goes for this skill as well. Can't be removed with removal skill type, so those two skills will always be present. Also, Stella provides stats weakening immunity to your allies. So that is something to keep in mind. It's not a removal, it's an immunity. So if your ally are bestowed with this, it's similar to Ceres. They cannot be stats weakened by those curse counter like Cecilia, etc, etc. So she's sort of a counter to the Cecilia meta that's going on around, and the Livia meta as well. So something to keep in mind. So I do think that Stella will work very good, especially on teams that are already running either Venaka or Michaela, since both of them give extreme crit damage, where Stella does not. Stella gives high crit rate. Alright, so this is just up to 100%. So this skill activate at +3. At +4 you get 10% crit rate, +5 15%. It goes up all the way. So basically at +9. So this is where you get, I would say, the optimum, the bare optimum. So 25% crit rate is a lot. It's a lot. So if you guys, to give you a summary, Serendia has the same amount, support times 25% boost crit rate, but Serendia's support is not as high as Stella's because Stella is a 5-star. So that means she is going to be even higher. So if your Serendia, my Serendia can basically increase my S-mode's crit rate from 58% all the way to 100% without any additional buffs. So that's just to give you like a little bit of a rough measurement. So Stella should be able to do like a 50% of an ally all the way to 100%, or at least close to 100% crit rate in terms of percentage crit rate right here. So no problem. Basically it gives you the flexibility. The amount of crit rate means that you have the flexibility to maybe remove fatal runes on some of your heroes, and you can replace them either with rage runes or with assault runes, depending on what you need more, either crit damage or attack. So you have that flexibility depending on what heroes, of course. If you have Anastasia or if you have Valze, you might want to go for rage runes still, but I'm talking more of something like a Wilhelmina, for example. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. Also at +10 you get more attack, I mean you get more crit rate, 35%. So that is a lot of increase. 35%, probably the most crit rate any supporters can give. Like, this is extremely high, like probably the highest among all the 5-star supporters right now, and it goes up to incredible amount. Obviously 150% is usually more than enough. I don't see why you will need more. And +12 you get even more, 45% boost crit rate. And this one you get some reduced incoming damage as well on your allies, which is good. 30%. It's not much. Most likely you're going to like buff your warriors anyway, but the tankier warriors, they might be able to survive. And of course at +15, 45% boost crit rate and 55% attack. So if you have been using Ceres for the longest time ever, and if you are looking for a perfect upgrade, Stella is probably going to be it. Like, do keep in mind that her positioning is extremely important. You need to have Taunt in your team. If she dies, your buffs will all be removed instantly. So you want to keep something in mind. Look at her stats. Look at her stats all the way here. She only has 1100 HP. That means she basically dies to anything. Like, even a Lucius can one-shot her easily, I think. So you gotta like play it safe, you know, place her somewhere where she's not going to get exposed. Or if you want to expose her a little bit, make sure your team has a couple of taunters like Leklis or something like a Seer or Aaron going around just to help divert the attacks away from her. So this is something to keep in mind. So I do think that she's going to be really strong, especially if you're running either Venaka or Michaela. She's going to be a good pair with them. And she's going to work with most of the warriors and damage dealers out there. And depending on who you have currently as your plus 15, if you are using Barbara at plus 15, she's going to be extremely good in your team. Barbara and Stella composition is probably going to be the best one right now if you're looking to build like one that doesn't require Michaela. So that's up to you. But I do foresee that she's going to be at least easily top 5. Easily the top 5 supporters in the long run. It's going to take a while though, maybe 2 to 3 months from now, but definitely she's going to be up there soon enough. Alright guys, so that's going to be my analysis for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys are going to build either Kry or Stella. If you guys intend to pull either of them, let me know in the comments below. As always, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.